All right, let's move on. Eagles, Steelers. This is an interesting spot, man. Let's break it down. And our Steelers just a slam dunk here. Also, this total is being hammered. Open at 46.5, down to 43.5. Pittsburgh opens up at -7. It's where they are now. One leading indicator book has moved it to 7.5, but at plus money. Eagles coming off their first win of the season, 25-20 at San Fran. 3 wide receivers didn't play, and they're all listed as questionable. So Wentz wins that game in San Fran without Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Wentz came into the week with the lowest passer rating and most turnovers in the NFL. Travis Fulgham caught a go-ahead 42-yard touchdown pass. He got 2 passes for 57 yards. Greg Ward caught 4 passes for 38 yards. Richard Rodgers caught 3 passes for 35 yards. Who are these guys? Wentz finishes 18 for 28 for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Lane Johnson left the game in the first half with an ankle injury, but he came back. He's supposed to be good to go this week. Peterson said he's going to play through the pain. Linebacker TJ Edwards, safety Ruby Ford, both left the game in the first half with hamstring injuries and didn't return. And they're not questionable. They're doubtful. So don't expect linebacker and safety to be in the lineup. Still dealing with Avonte Maddox. His injury, he's questionable to play this week. And the Steelers team, with this unexpected bye, are so healthy and chomping at the bit to return. There's nobody on their injury report.
A healthy, non-concerned week off.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's huge.
I mean, to me, when this is one of the few games that jumped out as soon as I saw the lines open. I have to take Pitt here. They're so good on D. They're off. They're just so balanced. And let's face it, if you watch that Philly Niners game, which I'm sure most people did, it was a Sunday nighter. San Francisco lost that game more than Philly won that game. Wentz played out of his mind. He played great. He was dodging tackles left, right, and center from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string Niners defensive line. But Nick Mullins gave up 17 points. He threw a pick 6, which was one of the worst professional throws I've ever seen a quarterback make. It was just absolutely awful. He gave up the fumble where it just looked like he had 0 pocket awareness. That turned into 7 points. And he also threw another atrocious pick in the red zone. That's a 17-point swing just from him. Now, to be fair, he had no protection, and they were terrible all game. But if you have Garoppolo in that game and not Nick Mullins, who gets rid of the ball so much faster and doesn't make decisions near that bad or throws that bad, it's a win. So let's relax the Philly hype, and this is just an easy smashing for the Steelers, who've had an extra week to prepare. They are healthy, they are hungry, and they are going to eat in this game.
I agree. I feel like this is a double up spot here.
It could be. What are we looking at for first half here?
-4. Before we decide if that's what we're going to do, what do you think of this total? Dennis Garcia got in on the under 45. Right now, it's down to 43.5 at Bet365 and a few others, 44 of the other books. What do you think of the total?
I see Philly having a real tough time with all the injuries. And look, Wentz was able to escape the backup. The Niners have defensive tackles playing defensive end right now. So the athleticism isn't there. The Steelers, however, have a healthy TJ Watt and a healthy Bud Dupree. Wentz is going to struggle in this game. He is going to get eaten up, especially with a hurt Lane Johnson. And Jordan Mailata, for a guy who just started learning how to play football a couple of years ago, he was pretty impressive. He is a massive, massive human being. But look, this Steelers defensive line is going to expose the injuries, and they're too athletic to let Wentz get away like the Niners did. So to me, this is just if anything, it's an under. And I'm almost enticed to. Do we triple up here, Jimmy? Do we take
Eagles
under
team total? Eagles team total is at 16.5. juiced heavily to the over. And before you make a decision on that, what do you think of Birdie saying, be careful with first half? Could be a slow start. 2 weeks off will affect the Steelers early.
You know what? If there were less injuries with the Eagles, I would agree. I don't know. Maybe I kind of do. Maybe I agree. Damn it, I like Birdie.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good capper. What do you think of the total at 16.5?
I really see Philadelphia struggling to move the ball in this game. Everything I just said about the Niners' injuries is the opposite of the Steelers right now. They are amped. They are ready to go.
16.5, heavily juiced to the over at Bet365. Minus 138 to the over, plus 100 to the under. So,
yeah, Nilo's making another great point. Loving the chat tonight. Also, Nilo reminded me to get a refill of my beer, so I appreciate that. But
he fights a good fight.
Yeah, no, he's. I really respect Nilo for looking out for me there. He's right. Very hard to win back-to-back road games, no matter how good a team is, and it is Philly, and they are playing, in my opinion, right now the third best football team in the NFL. So, I think this is an absolute shit stomping for the Steelers.
It seems like
they're from Mr. Funnemonk. Well, I don't know if I'll go that far, but it's not outrageous.
Well, first half is -4, full game is -7, and the Eagles team total under is at 16.5 at plus money.
Yeah, Almax, sorry, just the beers tonight, no hard stuff.
Plus money. So I think I'll make you move on the Steelers. We'll revisit this once we're finished capping all these games. But first half -4, full game -7, Eagles team total under 16.5 are all in play. They're all in play right now. Are you going to make anything official right now?
I got to make the -7 official, and I got to ponder the rest. But I gotta back the Steelers. I think it's that was one of the lines that jumped out quick. I was like, why? This has to be a Pittsburgh blowout.
Well, let's discuss what you would be getting here on the Steelers. Here we go. It's -110 or -109. Bet America is giving you -109. So is resortscasino.com. So is that what you'd like? -7, -109?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Bebsy's in for full game. -7, -109.
TJ Watt is a beast. Can we believe he went 29th overall? Can we believe 28 picks went before him? Come on.
No, it's wild. He's a
or was he 30?
Rob Watkins, why don't you answer this before we move on? It says Steelers are not the third best team. Look at the 3 teams they beat. You are overrating the Steelers. Wait until they play somebody good.
All right. We'll see, Rob Watkins. We'll see. I think they are a team being slept on because of how mediocre they were last year. So I love that defense too much, and that offense is good. That's all they have to be with how good that defense is. So agree to disagree, but I can only think of 2 teams that I think are more well-rounded and better than them right now. Could be wrong.